Mhm.
Hi, what up, boys? I'm Newman, last name Newman. Nice to meet you guys. This is gonna be how to play Dynasty. Obviously, Steven's in here. Your father, Steven. So
How we doing?
I'm just gonna get right into it. Actually, no, fuck it. I'll just introduce myself. I'm about to be a junior that goes to LSU. That's pretty much it. I don't know.
And everybody knows me, so
Yeah. So
I'm chilling.
all right. I'm gonna share the screen. All right. I guess I'll start with this. Right. I think I wrote a couple things down that I wanted to share, but I guess we'll start with value. Nah, fuck it. We'll start up with the startup draft, I guess, or values or startup draft. I'm trying to think. Maybe fucking values. I don't know who said in the chat, but someone said they didn't want. Do you know who said it? They don't like Superflux.
Yeah, Funk.
All right. Okay. Obviously, we all at first we're all used to redraft leagues, and we have that redraft mentality. We have to know that Dynasty is completely different. It's a completely different game. Yes, you're still playing fantasy football like normally, but it's completely different because you like own kind of like a part of your team, obviously. So the reason why Superflex is good and makes it the best way to play Dynasty fantasy football is because more players have value, and it just makes your whole roster complete. When you're only playing one quarterback, quarterbacks really don't matter that much because let's think about it. We're playing in a 10. Let's say we play in a 10-man league, right? Like obviously Josh Allen's a positional advantage, but if you have like Jalen Hurts could easily be the quarterback one. There's just not a big difference. But then
Everybody has an elite
everyone has
option
an
then.
elite quarterback, so you could just fade quarterback and just get the last guy, or you can just fade really a lot, and you can get a guy like Stafford or fucking just wait way longer and get Rodgers or Watson. Like these guys aren't worth that much. There's no point in taking a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But when you open up a quarterback spot, first of all, then quarterbacks matter. Then Trevor Lawrence matters. Let's say like last year, guys like Bryce Young and
Rookie quarterbacks matter.
Rookie quarterbacks matter, have a lot of value. It just makes it a lot more fun. The rookie draft, a lot more electric trades. Like in our other league, like I traded for Josh Allen. Lamar, not Lamar got traded.
You have Mahomes and Allen.
And one off season, Lamar got traded. Josh Allen got traded. Kyler Murray got traded. Joe Burrow got traded twice. So it's like it's crazy. It makes the values like that.
Yeah.
I'll teach you what like everything. Well, as you, it's a learning process, Dynasty. It's better. That's why we're making this.
But we're not like experts. Like I've only been doing it for 1 year. You did it for 2, but like it's just really fun.
Yeah, no.
And like it makes the quarterback position more important. So like you could start off in a draft by getting Josh Allen, and let's say you end up with like Russell Wilson or something like that. Then you have 2 elite options that you can start every week, and then it's like instead of playing with the kicker and defense, we were just playing with another extra receiver and a super flex. But that super flex doesn't have to be a quarterback; it could be a different position. But it just makes the most sense to have 2 quarterbacks.
It's more optimal, yeah.
The quarterback position is pretty deep in the NFL, so to have 2 top 20 quarterbacks is like there's a lot of quarterbacks you can have. I'd be okay having as a second quarterback, like maybe 20 of these guys on this list.
Even like Kirk, Pickett. After Pickett, it really falls off. Obviously, if you're Brady. Because like everything else after 20 is kind of a question mark. All these guys are question marks. You're probably gonna get replaced. So I guess we'll start by like values. So usually in a startup draft, I'm honestly gonna pull up my startup draft from the past week real quick if I could. Let's see if I can do that. This is the other way caught up. Probably should have had it.
This is the one you did with like the expert guys.
Yeah. So this is a 12-man. So you got to understand that. So that it's a little different.
And it's 2 flexes.
And it's a 2. What's up?
Yeah. Your team's not. It's not that good.
Yes, but I'll teach you why my team's not that good for a reason. Like, okay, so it's honestly pretty standard. Stafford should not go. I'll just tell you right now. To know values, the thing is that we'll go into values. Like I'll just because it kind of goes with the startup draft. Obviously, values. Dynasty values are all subjective. You'll go on different websites. You'll go on your Keep Trade Cut. You'll go on your Dynasty League Football. You go on your Fantasy Pros. You buy a subscription to get someone's Dynasty rankings. Or you go to a bunch of different websites. You're going to see every single ranking is different. Obviously, it's like that on Redraft. But Redraft, everyone agrees with each other a lot more. Because it's all subjective situations. Is this guy going to get a second contract? Is he going to fall off after the age of 27?
You got to know way more NFL. Than you already know.
It's a lot more skillful, but that makes it a lot more fun.
Do you want to? I was thinking about this. We didn't talk about this beforehand, but we should maybe do a mock draft, like right now, and then like from different positions, like positions that we don't have during the regular draft, and one of us drafts a win now team, and one of us drafts like a rebuild team, kind of.
All right,
and explains reasoning.
You know what? You know what I'll do? I'll just talk about values in this, Like,
yeah, let's talk about values. Like,
I
let's
can make
talk about
two different values. I can make 2 many different videos. We can do this talking about everything else, and then we can make.
Yeah, then we'll do a mock one.
Mm-hmm. I'll pause it. I'll stop the recording, and then we'll make another one. Okay.
Also, what's also for our thing, our league is going to be tight end premium. So every pass that a tight end catches is worth 1.5 points instead of 1.
So they're a little boosted.
Tight ends a little bit of a boost.
Well, example, this is a tight end premium draft. So this just shows you, like, I drafted Pitts at the 112 right here. Like, I drafted him high, but that's a phenomenal pick. Even in a normal tight end, regular, not time premium, he's still going in the first round, 12-man leagues. So yeah, if we're gonna we can look at my team real quick. Just real quick, we'll go over it real quick. So the thing is that I got kind of a shitty pick. The 112 is a tough spot, and this was before the Watson. It wasn't before the Watson that had like the sexual assault cases, but it was before he had the excessive amount when they were saying, oh, he had seen 60 different massage therapists. So he was going. This was an appropriate value at the time. So I went with a rebuild. So I kept trading down. I got Watson, and my team is risky as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just had a really tough pick. Like, I went Watson and Lawrence, and then I got a really good wide receiver core: Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, and then I had Pitts. Obviously, I went with Goddard just to trade him. Went with really just to trade him, and then I just went value wise. My running back sucked dick.
Yeah, you could draft guys. You can.
But the thing is that in this league that will teach you, there's something called the rookie draft. So you got to think about it. The thing about Dynasty, you keep your team year to year to year to year, and you keep keeping it. And the way to get the rookies is through a rookie draft. So example,
every year.
I just
go. You want me to go?
No, I'm just looking. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, every year there's 4 rounds of rookie picks, and you can try to trade for more rookie picks if you want. That's part of it. That's one strategy you can go. So basically, this league will end when somebody wins 3 championships. Could be 3 in a row. Like, you have to decide how you want to build your team. You could try to wrap it up in 3 years. That's not like great strategy because we had a friend that tried to do that and kind of backfired. But like, or you can rebuild or a productive rebuild. There's really 3 ways to build a team. We'll explain those like when we like kind of like do a mock draft. But I kind of have an idea of how every guy is valued. So does Newman.
Yeah. At first you don't know. At first you don't know.
Yeah, at first you don't know, but you can use trade calculator.
Like name a player that's like probably worth like.
Think about it. Like if we're talking about a 2-quarterback league, do a guy like Herbert just to show his like value.
Oh, I think Herbert's worth too much, so it's gonna be hard to like. I'm gonna pick a guy just because I traded for him in my other league, Chris Godwin. Right? He's probably worth a mid to late 20 first. Yeah, it depends on the draft. He's probably okay. So the thing is that the rookie picks are gonna be valued more or less based on the class. So example, the 22 class that just passed that we had a rookie draft. It was kind of weaker compared to
because the quarterbacks
weren't that good, and there was only 2 good running backs in Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall compared to next year, which is a stat class. So that's why those 23 firsts are going to be valuable. So I'll just show you on a mid 23 first what it's worth, just to show you how valuable these are. So a mid 23 first. Wow, that's crazy.
Devontae
Adams, Fields, or Eckler. So it's worth a lot. Like these picks, I know you don't have the player value, but they're worth a lot. So
some players are worth multiple firsts. Some players worth 1 first.
Like I would probably say the top guys, like the Herberts, Allens, Mahomes, JTs, they're worth like 3 to 4 first-round picks. Then when you go down to like a Devontae Adams, they're worth 1. If you go up a little bit to like a T Higgins, I don't know, DK Metcalf, it's like 2. You'll see with the rankings. Obviously, you play around with this website, but this website,
keep trade cuts.
It's a good baseline.
It's not the Bible, but it's a good website.
It's a good baseline to use. You got to realize this website, what it is. It has millions and millions of data points. So when you first go on the website, they'll go on, you'll keep this player, trade this player, cut this player, right? And I'm just gonna do it randomly, like I really don't care. But like that fucks up the database. But it's whatever. So there's so many databases points, so they kind of rank the players based on how you value them into like 1, 2, or 3. You know what I'm saying? Well, obviously you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so you can just look at this. You don't have to follow it like religiously. The thing is that you also got to understand this. Dynasty is Dynasty for a reason. You're planning for the next. If you're trying to win now, you're trying.
I would say you try to build your team in a 3-4 year window.
Yeah, 3-4 year window.
You don't look at it for the next 10
obviously
years.
If shit gets ugly, like you don't just take a guy like fucking. I'm trying to think of a rookie. You don't take Chris Olave over Devontae Adams just because Chris Olave is a rookie. You're still going to want Devontae Adams over him.
Proven production is more important than rookies, but it is important to take rookies who have the upside.
Yeah,
it's just like the higher
like a Breece Hall. That's why Breece Hall's going mid to late second round.
Yeah, he's a higher echelon rookie, but like a guy like when you look at a guy like Jameson Williams and a guy like Chris Godwin, you might lean Godwin. You know, it just depends on what your team is, like what you're going to be building with your team.
And I think that's the most important thing in this league. I think you should obviously don't have a pre-existing mindset. I mean, I kind of am just because I want to make it fun. I want to do different stuff because my other team in my other league is very stacked. But whatever happens, happens. But you want to have a plan. Once you have your first couple rounds, am I going for a win now? Am I going for a rebuild, or am I going for a productive struggle where I want kind of guys to develop, get a decent pick, and then have a stronger roster next year, which is kind of what Steven did.
Like if you're going full rebuild, you're gonna just try to go rookies and that's it. But if you're going with like a productive struggle, you want a guy like DK, a guy like AJ Brown. Those are just two receivers that come to mind. Like, and for running backs, a guy like a DeAndre Swift or something. Guys that are young, have a lot of upside, but aren't exactly the top guys at their position right now. Exactly. If you're going with now, you're going to try to take McCaffrey. You're going to try to take Eckler. You're going to try to take Devontae Adams. Guys like Jefferson, Chase are like anomalies because they fit in for every category.
Yeah. Yeah. They're both going to be top 2-3 receivers. They're like top 3 receivers in redraft. You got to think of a guy like Swift and Javonte Williams. They're barely top 10 guys in redraft, but they're probably dynasty running backs 3, 4, 5 around that range.
Exactly. But that's like kind of like a productive rebuild. I would say like a full rebuild is just really taking rookies and second-year players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it can also backfire too. Also, the overhaul players. I think about it back in the day. So a lot of people took Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the rookie draft at the first pick over Justin Herbert, over Joe Burrow, and over Jonathan Taylor in the same class. Like, imagine doing that and you just fucked up your team. You had the worst team in the league by far, and then you just took Clyde over JT. That's what I mean, though. So you can get hype with the rookies, but if your processing is bad, also you got to learn how to scout rookies. But it's pretty easy. Like, you don't have to get that deep into it. Some people like me and Steven.
Also, you can, if you know you want to go rebuild or productive rebuild, later on in the draft, you should take guys that you know will hold value in a regular fantasy season for teams that want to win. Exactly. So that way you can trade them to get more picks.
Like a guy like Adam Thielen even's going late in drafts.
Let's say you get, because Adam Thielen, like in a dynasty draft, he's 31. People are probably thinking he's an afterthought, but then somebody will. If you pick him up and Thielen's like, he's finishing as a top 10 receiver.
What happens if
like
Jefferson gets hurt? What happens if Jefferson gets hurt? Like, you know what I mean?
He's worth the first round pick if Jefferson gets hurt, or a second round. He's worth the second round pick right now. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah. No, I know.
He's a stud. Like, you got when it gets later on the drafts, you got to start taking guys that have done it before. It's better to take a guy that's done it before than take a third round, like a fourth round pick. And you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, would you rather have an Isaiah Spiller or would you rather have a James Conner? You want James Conner because he's going to give you that top 12 RB upside instead of a guy that you're hoping, he's on the Chargers.
And I think that's the biggest thing too with Dynasty. People will trade a good production player for a guy that you hope is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone will trade, like you said, a James Conner. Even if you're not winning out, they would still trade James Conner for Isaiah Spiller straight up. It's like, bro, you're losing so much value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So really? Okay. So we got the value. Obviously, the rankings, it's all subjective. Like me and Steven obviously have different rankings. You can go on this, but if you also, a big thing is that you can either trade up in the draft. Big thing about startup drafts, you can trade up and down as much as you want. And that's what makes it fun, because you can, if you want to go get your guy, you can get him. But then again,
you can trade when you're on the clock.
Yeah. You can trade all year round.
Which other leagues, like redraft leagues, they don't do that.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. So it's fun. Yeah, even this website has the value of first with the players. So I like it, but you don't have to go like religiously off this. Like, because some people, Josh Allen's 1, Herbert 2, Mahomes 3. Honestly, Josh Allen's kind of consensus 1, but some people might have Mahomes over him. Some people might have Jefferson over Chase, vice versa. It's really, it's subjective. It's up to you. You don't have to be like, yo, this website sucks just because this
website it doesn't suck. We just joke about it, but it is a good website to use.
Yeah. So then there's other websites like this and this. There's a bunch of websites you could just search on Google. I don't know. And then there's some YouTubers. If you search,
I was gonna say go like Flock.
These guys are good. He goes over if I was one of you guys, I would definitely try to watch one of these Dynasty. Well, we're gonna make a little video, but I would watch one of these Dynasty startups, and he goes through the processing of why. Once you start watching a couple of them, you kind of understand the value of shit, and you'll start learning and Ray GQ, especially doing the rookie drafts, does a really good job. He just like player profiles on his shit. Like right now, it's all like prop bets because like Dynasty season's kind of dead until August. But what else is there? I think I feel like there's something else for us to cover. I don't know.
I want to say just one more thing. So basically, you're going to have a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, a flex, and a super flex. And then you're going to have like 10 to 15 bench spots. And then you're going to have a taxi squad, which you could draft young rookies or guys that like you want to take chances on in the later rounds, but you don't want to give them a guaranteed bench spot. You put them on your taxi squad. You can keep them there for 2 years. That's something new that
like a Jerome Ford in Cleveland or Kyron Williams appear strong that these guys are.
Yeah, it's just some guys like you read about, like you think could potentially take over as leading receivers or lead backs.
I have another thing to say too.
Basically, you scout who you like. You take your guys, and people clown me because I have my guys. Newman kind of has his guys too. Everybody has the guys that they love to watch play and that they think are going to develop into stars or already are stars that they love to have on their team. You just basically just take your guys.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like keep trade cut. Yeah, it's a good website, but I don't agree with it religiously. Like let's say can you go to the rankings really quick? Just like really, yeah. I just want to just give an example. You
want to go to wide receiver? I feel like wide receiver is probably the biggest difference in rank. Oh
yeah, look, keep trade cut has T Higgins over AJ Brown and DK Metcalf and Jalen Waddle and Diggs. I don't agree with that. I think they have Higgins at 5 in a dynasty league. I would say Higgins is closer to 10 than he is to 5. But it's a good baseline because, yes, these are obviously the top 10 dynasty receivers. No debate. Everybody has their own order.
I think these are the top 10. Like, not in order. I definitely
Those are the top 10, yeah. But, like, everybody has their own order of the top 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and Chase and Jefferson's really close, dude. Like, Chase and Jefferson for that
I honestly have Jefferson over Chase. That's my.
I have Chase, but it's really close.
Yeah. All right. So then, what else?
Actually, I don't know who I have. I like them both. I don't even know, but
they're both really good. I would be fine with either way. What was I gonna say? I think another thing actually is big, and I'll just go into it searching a player's contract. Like a guy like Miles Sanders.
Yeah, you have to
contract. You got to know contracts. For example, right here, right, and a guy like Josh Jacobs too. Those are just 2 examples. They're unrestricted free agents next year, which means that their teams might now re-sign them, and they're either get a guy like Kenneth Gainwell to take over the backfield, but I don't think so because he's not a good runner. He's a good
go to a guy like Austin Eckler.
Okay, no, Austin Eckler has a couple more years in his deal.
Go to Eckler, and go to Eckler, and then go to Breece Hall. Just like pull them both up because there's a reason.
What's up? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now look, yeah, go to Eckler because I think I'm right about something, but I could be wrong. Yeah, now go to Eckler now after you do that. All right.
The most important. That's Bryce Hall. That's not Breece Hall. TikToker.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a second. I'm gonna pause it for a second.
You're good. I think it's the next one down. Next one down.
Yeah, I don't know. Give me a second, Mom. I don't know why they have it like this. I don't know why they don't have his contract.
All right, just do anybody then. Like do what's his name?
Javonte Williams.
Yeah, that's exactly my perfect.
It's the first guy I thought of.
Mm-hmm. Because you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so now go to Eckler. See, now Eckler's a proven stud who's done it before, but look, they have an out in his contract. They can cut him at any time and lose
save that money. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You have to know the contracts and know these guys. So if he starts, if he's hurt this year and he's banged up, there's a good chance he gets cut. And they just roll with Isaiah Spiller and draft somebody else. Now go to a guy like Javonte Williams.
He has 3 years. He has guarantee on the contract.
And then you have to think that he's going to be he's already showed he's good. So he's probably going to get a second contract with guaranteed money. So he has at least 4 or 5 years in the NFL as a starting level.
Exactly.
You have to look at long-term things.
Miles Sanders, and there's a lot of
I don't rookies.
Yeah, you can
look into
running backs. Yeah, and that's why they're so
or running backs on rookie contracts.
That's why they're valued so much. And also, like, example, I'm just using Miles Sanders as an example. There's a chance Miles Sanders, right? Let's say he doesn't have a good season. Okay, then we've seen him be good at the beginning of his rookie year, but we haven't seen him really been that good since. And a fantasy option. We were just hoping
this makes or breaks him.
And guess what? He might not even be a starting running back next year. I'm not saying he's valued lower, obviously, in the dynasty rankings, but you just need to know these guys, what contracts and stuff.
Yeah, basically for quarterbacks, the contracts don't really matter in tight ends, but for running backs and receivers, That
Running backs
guaranteed money
especially.
is
Running backs
huge.
especially because you got to realize in the NFL you could just replace running backs really don't matter.
Running
Like,
backs are the most replaceable players.
Yeah,
That's why it's hard
exactly.
to draft them in Dynasty. You have to know their
Yeah.
contract, how much guarantee money. For receivers, guarantee money. But running backs on rookie
That's
contracts
why I got
are
like
extremely
JT's value
valuable.
so much because we know JT's getting that second contract and he's been a beast and stuff.
And he has 2 more years on his rookie contract.
Yep. And he's yeah, exactly.
You have to know the rookie contract and you have to know the guarantee money. That's huge. You don't have to be like an agent, but like you just got to know some like background on how much these guys are making. That's very important.
Is there really anything else? Or I mean we can make a startup video, like not a mock.
Yeah, that's really it. It just it's very confusing, but I would say just
It's gonna seem confusing. Like, I don't know if we went. Obviously, we can go over everything, but like you guys can always.
Yeah, there's more stuff to know, but just know like there's 3 different strategies. You can try to go for everybody you think is going to help you win because you want to win championships. You can rebuild, go with rookies and second-year guys. Go for a competitive rebuild. Go with your rookies, your rebuild, your guys under the age of 26, 27. Just try to may not be good next year, but know when your other guys hit their stride, you can be great. There's different strategies. Basically, just pick your guys, know their contracts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go use Keep Trade Cut as a baseline for rankings. Watch Dynasty Flock Network for YouTube. Watch Ray GQ for YouTube. Watch Startup YouTube. Get explanations. Figure it. You have to know when you're going into the draft what you want to do. If you want to rebuild, if you want to win now, or you can figure it out when you're on the clock. You know, you can trade up, you can trade down. You have those future. You can trade your 23 picks and your 24 picks at our draft. You can't trade the 25s because it's too far in the future.
Yep.
But you can use those as ammo to get guys to help you win now. You can walk out of that draft with no future picks if you think you can win with the roster you're putting together. It basically just comes down to like what you want to do.
Should I just make it in the same video? Should I make it in the same video and say fuck it, or should I?
Yeah, but break it down into 2 parts is my point.
All right, you're right. All right, so I'm gonna stop it now, boys, and then I'll make another video and I'll be posting.
We're gonna do a mock draft now, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, let me just hold up. How do I do this?
Did you stop recording?
No, wait.